Every year, thousands walk down an aisle, look into the eyes of someone they love, and make the biggest financial decision of their lives. Except society tells us to view this strictly through the lens of romance. Nobody tells a 25-year-old at the altar that they are actually signing a legally binding multi-million-dollar lifetime joint venture agreement. While the ceremony is about the couple, the timing of that ceremony dictates the trajectory of their wealth, their career, and their freedom for the next 50 years. It is rarely the age group you would expect that actually comes out financially ahead. The exact age you sign a marriage certificate forces you to play by a specific set of hidden economic rules for the rest of your life. Meet Marcus. He's 24, working a standard sales job on a modest single income. When he gets married, the ceremony costs $35,000. His parents chip in, they host a signature cocktail hour, and the young couple moves directly into a cramped one-bedroom apartment. At this age, a hidden financial force kicks in, the compounding power of two. When two people share one apartment, their single largest expense is instantly cut in half. That saved money goes straight into an index fund, growing for 40 years. Think of early marriage like a financial greenhouse. Combining forces a decade early traps heat, but while living costs are optimized, their earning power is at its absolute lowest. This creates a distinct trap. At 25, careers are fragile and require ruthless flexibility. If Marcus gets a promotion that demands a move to Seattle, but his wife has a stable job in Chicago, they have to compromise. A single person packs a bag and boards a flight. A married couple often has to pass on the opportunity because future raises are percentages of your current salary. Passing on a promotion to accommodate a spouse compounds negatively over the next 30 years. It acts as a quiet, invisible tax on early marriage that caps maximum lifetime earnings. The early marriage strategy forces a couple to sacrifice maximum individual career acceleration in order to build a shared financial greenhouse. Now, look at David and Elena. They marry at 35. For 10 years, they operated as financial lone wolves. They don't enter marriage as blank canvases. They bring fully built financial ecosystems. They have solid salaries, active retirement accounts, and property bought in their 20s. But merging mature assets creates intense friction. The 25-year-olds learned frugality together out of necessity. David and Elena's spending habits are set in concrete. If one believes expensive travel is the reward for a decade of hard work, and the other wants every spare dollar locked in real estate, those entrenched psychologies collide. This leads to the prenuptial agreement. At 35, a prenup is mandatory logistical defense. When one person has a stake in a family business and the other has a large stock portfolio, maintaining separate accounts becomes necessary to protect their individual safety net. Then comes the ceremony. A 25-year-old might throw a $15,000 backyard party with keg beer subsidized by their parents. At 35, your peers are executives. They expect refinement. The bill hits $70,000. And because your parents know your salary, you write that check yourself. Pulling that cash directly out of savings triggers a severe penalty. $70,000 invested at 35, compounding at 8%, would be worth $450,000 by retirement. Late marriages bleed early capital because the couple is playing financial defense. They prioritize asset protection and premium lifestyle expectations over total efficient integration. The math flips completely when you introduce children. Having a first child at 37 carries steep professional costs. Mid-career jobs lack flexibility. A director-level employee cannot easily step away, forcing the couple to rely on full-time infant care in a major city, a massive hit to their monthly cash flow. This initiates a financial pincer movement. When their child graduates college, the older parents will be 59 years old. They will be writing massive checks for university tuition at the exact moment they should be winding down and aggressively funding their own retirement. There is no breathing room. Compare that to the 25-year-old. Having children at 28 means the kids graduate when the parents are 50. That leaves a full, uninterrupted decade of peak earning life child-free to rebuild retirement accounts. But there is a statistical reality that ruins the younger couple's mathematical advantage: the risk. Couples who marry at 25 carry a significantly higher risk of divorce in their early 30s. The person you are at 25 is a rough draft, and couples often grow apart. Dissolving a marriage right in the middle of peak compounding years forces aggressive asset liquidation. Losing half your wealth and losing 10 years of compounding momentum drops you into permanent negative financial territory. Older marriages face a brutal cash cash flow squeeze, but they buy essential stability. They know exactly who they are, dramatically lowering the risk of the ultimate financial wipeout in divorce court. These two paths offer completely different risk profiles. Marrying young is a high-leverage, high-risk startup. If it works, you achieve a level of compounding that is nearly impossible to replicate. Marrying older is an expensive, highly stable blue-chip investment, but the financial gap between 25 and 35 is not sealed on the wedding day. It is determined by the couple's daily actions afterward. The math only cares about what you build inside the decision. By age 45, both paths produce completely different versions of wealth. One man sits at a crowded kitchen table helping with homework in a home that feels financially tight but deeply chosen. The other reviews a pristine, larger portfolio in a quiet house, wondering if the isolated financial runway was worth the years spent running alone. Long after the romance of the wedding day fades, the invisible financial spreadsheets created by your timing will remain, and they will demand to be paid. What age did you get married or are planning to? Drop it in the comments. I read them all.